James Watson here, and I'm going to play a little game called, well, What I Would Do If I Was President. I'm going to cover a few topics, most certainly that are, touching close to home right now. Syrian refugees, F them. I don't care. They're Islamists. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who either harbors terrorists, is friends with terrorists, stands up for people that are terrorists, associates with terrorists, has anything to do with that type of activity, and most certainly people who come over that they can't, tell us are or aren't. I'm sorry, we'll turn them away. If you got some kids and some women and only them, and we can eliminate any type of potential threats, then, we're okay. But I don't think you can. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care about them. And these illegal immigrants out here commit crimes, they can go or be publicly executed. I would definitely take care of our border. I've got phenomenal ideas for that, by the way. And just a wall isn't going to do it. We know that they can make it over that or under it. I've got great ideas for it, though. These GMOs out there that they're putting in our foods, that's gone. Monsanto, we're going to take care of that. This aspartame they're putting in our food is poison. That's not going to happen. These bath salts and stuff that are out there that are killing kids, that's going to be gone. Let's take care of ISIS. Most certainly, I would call Iran and say, by the way, you're going to get rid of your nukes. And if they say, no, we're not going to get rid of our nukes, I'm going to say, oh, okay, well, we're going to come in. We're going to bomb you. We're going to bomb the Mecca. We're going to wipe your ass out. One way or the other, you're going to cough them up or you're going to get smoked. Most certainly wouldn't give a dime to anybody in the Middle East ever. I would most certainly tap into some of our resources as far as oil is concerned, so that way we could save a little bit of money as far as gas prices go. This crony capitalism's got to stop. These people just want to leave the country so they don't have to give Americans jobs, so they can avoid paying taxes, so they can keep all the money for themselves. Hey, tell you what, if I would be president, I would say like this. Look, all corporate companies only have to pay 20% across the board, period. There's nothing below that they can pay. 20% flat rate. Now, you move abroad, it's 40. Because if you're over here giving Americans jobs, you deserve that tax cut. But if you're going to try and be a greedy little hog, little crony capitalist, and keep every dime for themselves, we can't afford to be bled out of every dime that we have and give them everything. Syrian refugees, it's not even up for debate. If you're looking at GM, for instance, the company GM killed like 124 people and nobody was held responsible. That's not going to happen on my watch. Everybody's going to be responsible for their actions. These blacks out there tearing up flags, boy, I'd turn the cops and the people in the streets loose on you. I'd let them beat your damn heads in for being that type of moron. You don't like this country, get out of it. Real simple. I'll help just drop you off out in the middle of the desert somewhere in Mexico. They want to throw theirs across the border, we would throw ours back. I would most certainly be holding people accountable. These cops, all of them wear body cams. If you cover that thing up or shut it off, it's a felony, period. That way it protects the officers and it protects the people out there in the streets. Since cops seem to not know how to act half the time, and the people in the streets don't know how to act. I want to decrease cops being killed, and I want to decrease, I don't want any of that. I want to decrease people being abused on the streets as well. It's ridiculous. People being shot in the back who are unarmed. Come on, man. Our troops definitely need to be taken care of. They need mental health medication. There's a ton of places that you can cut costs. For instance, NASA. We don't need to be flying around friggin' space when we're $20 billion in debt. We spent $700 million drawing phalluses on Mars. Are you kidding me? F Mars, F NASA. I don't need anything from them, dude. Keep my money here, because let me tell you something. $500 million could do an awful lot for our troops getting some type of housing, some type of medication, some type of mental health help. We need to give back to these people who gave so much for us and for our freedoms and for the ideas of freedoms. There's companies out there that are fake civil rights groups like NAMI and other organizations like that who act like they're a civil rights organization so they can get money from the federal government and steal from us. That's not going to happen. We need to restore the power to the people. I would keep you informed. I would give you all the potential information that you needed. With a few military secrecy things, of course, we have to keep some of those. But I would most certainly walk around with a body cam as your president and let you scope out 10 hours of my day. Some meetings, of course, we can't do that. But I would definitely hold people responsible for their actions. If you got some Federal Reserve, we're going to investigate them. No doubt. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have so many things that I could cover. And guns need to be left alone. Leave guns alone, man. We're not going to limit these. We're not going to stop that. We're Americans. We have the right to have guns. It doesn't matter if it's for hunting, self-defense. I don't care what it's for. People got a right to have guns. When the government gets too big for the britches, people got a right to form militia. Let them have it. They deserve that. And term limits for Congress, no doubt, you would have them. Trust me. And a lot of people would be getting booted out. I mean, it's time to clean house, people. Teddy Roosevelt came in, one of my idols as far as presidents go. Teddy Roosevelt came in, broke a table leg off after he told them the rest would be investigated. They jumped up and screamed and yelled. He broke the table leg off and said, I'll bash your skulls in if you do not listen to me. He goes, you're going to be investigated. I'm going to find out who's corrupt and who's not. I wouldn't take a damn dime of corrupt money by any means. I don't care who you are. Pharmaceutical companies, they would definitely be getting reamed out. Because I'm telling you what, I'd legalize marijuana so we could use it for these kids and women and people for pain and cancer treatments and whatnot. No forced vaccines. It's ridiculous. People have the right to say no to whatever they want to say no to. I mean, with few exceptions. And I want to make it to where, by the way, that they don't have to pay taxes in the future. For now, I would need people to pay taxes through a term or two, but then make it to where we could have enough balance and enough hope and enough jobs and enough resources that we wouldn't have to do that. I want to make that a possibility. I would most certainly like to consider those options. So, if I was president, I would also bring in the best people from every walk and every aspect in life to help me. Pedophiles and rapists, mandatory castration. If you're convicted of forcible rape and they can prove it, you got these punk blacks out there raping everybody and beating everybody and gang raping everybody. And then you got these creepy, fat, weird white dudes pedophiling. And then you got these illegal aliens out there raping and killing. Nah, I think public execution would be my stance on it, but I don't think Americans would go for that. They would most certainly go for castration. We all got kids. We all got sisters. We all got mothers. And none of us would like to see something happen to them. And you know what? There's far too many people doing it. I think we would cut back seriously on the black population, since they account for 34% of the rapes and they're only 13% of the nation. We could definitely do some cutting back. You stomping on American flags. If you want your life to matter, you better act like it. No excuses. Quit crying. You want an all-black college? Fine. We're going to have an all-white college. You don't like it? I don't care. You want equality? You got to get equality. You know what I'm saying? You want a job? Go get a job. It's a problem. You don't want to get off your ass? Get a job. Welfare cases, I would say if you're an able-bodied to work, you turn in so many applications a month and you have to pass drug tests, then you keep your welfare. If you're disabled mentally, disabled physically, you're more than welcome to have it. But if you're just some lazy bum, it's too bad. We're going to have to jerk you up off that. I don't mind paying for housing for somebody who's disabled. I don't mind paying for housing for somebody who's got a bunch of kids, can't afford the daycare, and can't afford to get on their feet or whatever. I understand certain situations need that. College does need to be cut back. It's ridiculous. They're overcharging these kids way too damn much. You got some corporate companies, you got one guy making a $400 million retirement, and he's only given that money because he's allowed to. That's kind of ridiculous when you got a bunch of kids out there that are, and by the way, Common Core's got to go. Common Core's got to go. Well, I'm done with that. And Islam has no place in our schools. That would most certainly not be allowed either. But I think college just needs to be reduced in price, and I think we need to be a little bit more lenient. I'm not saying free anything. I'm just saying I think that we need to make this doable. That's all. I want everybody to be able to work and pull their own weight. These blanket laws they got out there on guys, there's a ton of stuff I would go over. James Watson, if I was president, I would look out for you. No corruption, keep full honesty, everything on the table. As much as I'm pro-life, as much as I want to see people, give birth and raise their child, in some cases, I just don't believe it's appropriate. A woman has a rape baby, she resents a child her entire life. Stuff like that, that's not... I'm just sorry. I think that a woman's got a right to say it in that case. But there's a lot of women out there who just use it as an excuse to just do whatever they want. That's not appropriate either. That's ridiculous. And I would most certainly put Hillary and Obama in prison. James Watson here, signing off. I wish I was your president.